Hi sewists and aspiring sewists, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Doyen, and in this tutorial I'm going to be taking you through the sewing process of how to achieve this unique v-neck jersey design. In the last video I taught on how to cut this particular jersey you're seeing on your screen, and so in this particular video we're going to be learning how to sew it. So please kindly stay tuned and watch this video to the end. So yeah, the first thing I did here was to cut out my interface for my neckline band, which is what you can see on your screen. So I'm just going to go ahead to heat this up using the shiny surface of the stay. So after heating it up, this is what it looks like. I'm also gonna add to also form a crease line in between the neckline, just on a fold, just as you can see on your screen. So it is positioned on the fold like this, and this is what it looks like on a spread. I hope you understand what I am trying to show you. So this is what it looks like. Next, after that, I'm going to be joining the shoulder line of my jersey. So this is the back bodies, while this is the front upper bodies, the pieces we cut out previously in the previous video. So this is the upper body. So I'm just going to align each of them together, the wrong side, the right side facing each other, just as illustrated in this video. So I'm just going to go ahead to join the shoulder lines just as seen in this video. After joining the shoulders, the next thing you want to do is to connect your neckline like this, then note the center point of your neckline, just as you can see me do in this video. So after that, the next thing you want to do is to attach this band to your neckline. I'm going to connect my band from one part of my neckline to the other part. So I'm going to start from this point here and make a straight stitch to the other end. So while stitching, you do not need to stretch your fabric. You do not need to stretch either the neckline band or the fabric itself. You do not need to stretch any of those. So after sewing, your neckline should be looking like this. So you're just going to overlap it on each other like this. So it depends on who is wearing it, but to be on the safer side, if you're not sure of the gender that will be wearing it, just overlap towards the left. So I'm just going to go ahead to weave this part, and after weaving, this is what it looks like. So the next thing you want to do here is to properly align your neckline area. So if it is for a lady, if you're making the jersey for a lady, you want to overlap your neckline area towards the right. But if you're making it for a guy, you want to overlap your neckline area towards the left. Again, just like I said previously, if you're not sure of the gender you are sewing for, you can just position your neckline band towards the left. You can overlap it towards the left, just as seen in this particular video. So the next thing you want to do here is to sew this overlapped part of your neckline band. So I'm just going to make sure that I reverse that part very well so that the stitch around that area is very firm. So I'm just going to position this on my straight sewing machine and make a double reversal stitch around here. So after sewing, this is what my neckline looks like. So the next thing you want to do here is to properly align your shoulder lines together and also align your neckline properly so it can sit properly before you proceed to doing any other thing. So after that, I'm going to also make sure that I notch the center point of my upper bodies, just as you can see me do right here. So the notching part will be somewhere around here. Again, on the other part of my front bodies, I'm going to be notching the center points as well. So after notching, I'm going to be connecting the upper bodies and the lower bodies together. So the notch part is going to be connected together just for proper alignment, so that we are not encountering any form of alternation. So I'm just going to be sewing on an allowance of about 0.5 straight down. So while sewing, just make sure that you are not stretching your fabric. To be honest, streetwear is actually not something complex. You just need to understand how it works. You don't need to stretch while you sew. So this is what it looks like. This is what my neckline area looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead to complete this on my overlock machine. So before I go further, I'm going to just properly align my jersey so as to take out whatever excess that we have. At this point, you can decide to iron just so that you can be able to point out whatever excess you have easily. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to notch the center point for my armhole, and I'm also going to do the same thing on this other side. So you can see that we have excesses. So going on with the sewing would actually result into a disaster. So we don't want that. So I'm just going to do that to make sure that I I notch the center point of my armhole, and we can go into the next stage. Next thing here, I'm going to weave on this part of my jersey. So after that, the next thing we want to do here is to attach sleeves to the armholes. So I'm just going to be connecting the notch part of my sleeve towards the notch part of my armhole, just as seen in this video. Then I'm going to extend it round my armhole, and I'm going to sew round.
Hello, I'm super excited to announce to you that our online courses are now available. So if you are interested in learning more about streetwear, you want to know how to make t-shirts, joggers, hoodies, varsity jacket, tracksuits, sweatpants, cargo pants, and so many more, these courses are made for you. The courses are displayed on your screen. So if you are interested in registering for any of these courses, then you want to just click on the link underneath this video to register for these courses. And guys, guess what? These courses are well detailed. You're going to be learning how to identify fabrics, how to match make fabrics, size charts, measurements, and the like, depending on the course you are actually subscribing for. So you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. So kindly click on the link in my bio. Kindly click on the link in the description to actually register for this class. Bye.
So after attaching the sleeves, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well, connecting the sleeve towards the armhole, notch parts connected towards each other, just as seen in this video. Then I'm going to be sewing around my armhole. So after attaching the sleeves, before joining, the next thing you want to do is to attach your customization. So I'm going to be working with a flex print, which is what you can see on your screen. But before attaching this first line, I'm going to measure 3 inches on different angles before positioning this line. The wideness of this line is about 0.75. So the sleeve design has 2 lines. So for the first line, we're going to be using 0.75, while for the second line, we're going to be using half of that. So for the length, I don't know what is measured there, but just picture whatever your round sleeve or down sleeve is before you determine what the length of your line design is going to be. I hope you understand. So once I position this, then for the other line, I'm going to divide it into 2, just like I already said. So this is the second line, so I'm just going to divide it into 2. So half of the remaining half is going to be used on the other sleeve. I printed about 4 pieces of this particular size, so I'm going to be using the remaining half on the other sleeve, while I use a fuller part on the other sleeve as well. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to position the second line after the first line, and the distance between the first and the second is going to be around 0.25. So I'm just going to go ahead to heat this up on my heat pressing machine. So after heating up the design, this is what it looks like. I also went ahead to do the same thing on the other sleeve as well, and this is what we have. Next, I'm going to be joining my sleeve together. So I'm going to be connecting the joining of my armhole together like this. Then I'm going to pick my sewing from my sleeve area down to the down part of my jersey area. So I'm also going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So after sewing, you can just proceed to confirming your body measurement. Our body measurement is 46 inches, and what I have measured here is 23 inches. So I turned my jersey over to the right face, and I also went ahead to iron it, and this is what we have. This is what it's looking like. So I'm just going to go ahead to attach my inscription to this. So basically, I'm working with numbers, and I'm working with a flex print. So this is what we want to inscribe on it. So I'm just going to go ahead to do that. So at this point, you just want to make sure that your number is centralized, and what you have on each side, you want to be sure that it is equal. So there is really nothing much here. I'm just going to be adding this king inscription to it, and I'm going to go ahead to heat this up. So after heating it up with my heat presser, this is what it looks like. And yes, you may want to ask if you can use your normal iron to achieve this. The answer is yes, you can use your normal iron to achieve this. So you can see that it is actually not difficult. If I can do it, why not? You can also achieve it. Next, after this is I'm going to go ahead to tape the downside of my jersey and also tape the sleeve area. So after taping, this is what it looks like. So if you're going to be trying this, please kindly let me know in the comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when I drop a new video. Like this particular video, comment and share to your loved ones, and I'll see you again in the next class. Bye.